everyone, to Fudge 3004 here. Welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. I am coming back to this game because in February 28th, 2019, the game went to full release. I would like to show you guys a little bit about this game and what is going on with it now, because quite a few things have changed. You can play the same game that you always did, or there's a new mode that you can play. I'm going to go ahead and start up a new game, and there are some scenarios that we could do. There's a workshop, obviously, that we can get into and, look at all these different things. But I'm going to go to a custom game, and as usual, I am going to go ahead and go to Star System. Now, let's just go ahead and name this one to Fudge 3004. That will be this world that we're going to be doing in the survival offline, because I'm not going to have anybody join me. I'm not going to have an autosave. I will save it manually. And I'm not going to put on any mods this time for right now. Maybe later I'll add some mods. And if you remember in my previous series, I have added mods. For right now with this new one, I'm not going to add any because it's a whole new experience and I want you guys to experience this fresh. And again, I'm going to go and set everything as high as I can because that really helps out, because you don't want to be carrying 5 or 10 rocks and then have to keep on going back and forth. For one thing, it's a lot harder now than it used to be, and I will show you guys why. Let me get all this stuff set up, and I'll show you guys some of the really nice things that is in here. And for those of you who have good computers, you can set this to 30 kilometers or higher, depending on what all you want. I just set it for 30 for the most part. Cooldowns are disabled, so I don't have to worry about waiting 30 seconds or a minute or whatever to respawn. Day duration, let's go ahead and set that about as long as we can. That way we have a good long day to get everything charged up. You will see. And if you remember right, we did have solar panels, and they still have those in the game, but they added a lot more other stuff. I'm going to set that up a little bit so that way if there's pieces flying around, I don't have to worry about things disappearing. I'm going to go and turn this up quite a way so that way I don't have to worry about that. This PCU everything takes a certain amount to build things, so when this gets full you won't be able to build much more. Block limits. For those of you with high-end computers, you can turn this off. With those of you with not, I would not advise doing this because it will kind of bog things down if you're not careful. Auto healing, all of this stuff is all going to be the same. I'm going to go ahead and thruster damage on and all of this stuff. I am going to turn off the drones because I really don't like the drones being on, especially for right now when we're trying to do this. The newest thing that they actually added was this enable progression. Now this is the new thing in the game, the progression system, and that's what I want to go over and show you guys all of this new stuff. It may take a while to get into. We will see just how long this really takes. Alright, go ahead and click OK. Now that we have all of that set up, and you can put it on creative if you want to. I just prefer survival, so I have to build everything, and I just think it's a lot more better for me, and you guys can see all the stuff that has to be built. Let's go and press start. Alright, now that we are getting ready to go into the game, there are these drop pods, and you can see what they look like. They no longer have those big ships that I was using on my first series that a lot of you have watched. And you can have a spacesuit, space pod, and it says, these things are going to be hard, difficulty, hard. You can see normal, hard, all of these things. I'm going to go ahead and do the Earth-like drop pod for right now. I really haven't played any of these other ones at all. I've only been doing the Earth one because it looks like it's going to be it is pretty hard, even though it says easy. Let's go and go to respawn. And it'll take a minute for it to load. It won't take too long. Okay, now that we're headed down to the planet. It sounds like the same ship that we were in with that big lander, but it really isn't. You guys saw what it looked like there in the picture. Let's go to V, and remember to use your alt to look around. Hopefully okay. Now it has a parachute deployed, and that's something new, because this thing it has thrusters, but there's not a lot of power because it just has a battery. Oh, we're going to be down in a valley. That's not going to help us out the most. Now, we are in a seat, and that's all that we are on. This is our little ship that we landed in. So, a few things have changed. Let me go ahead and Go back to V, and I'm going to hop out of here, pressing F. Alright, this is our respawn pod, and this is the thing that we're always going to have to come back to. Now, they have a battery on one side, the thruster, just a little seat, so you can't really control it with this seat at all. You can go up and down and turn, but you can't really fly the thing like you would a normal ship, because it doesn't have a gyroscope or anything else on it. Now, this is the oxygen generator, but there's only a tiny little bit of ice in here, so we have to be really careful with what we do. Remember to take off your helmet, so that way your oxygen will stay up. And back here, this is one of the newest things that they really added, and I like this part a lot. This is a survival constructor. It's a survival kit, and we can put stone in here, and it will make a certain amount of ores for us, and I'll show you guys that as soon as we can get that far. One of the things is I always try to spawn with tools, to set that setting in there if you guys want to spawn with tools, otherwise you're not going to be able to do anything. If you're lucky, you'll land in a place that's really good, will have stuff around it. If not, then it's going to be a little bit harder to do. Now, it's daytime. It's going to be daytime for a long time because I have that set that way. That really is going to help us out the most. Now, what I'm going to do is remember that the right click will just drill tunnels without picking anything up, and the left click will actually drop ore and stone and whatever else. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to squat down because it's easier that way. Press F and start drilling. Alright, as I'm drilling in the ground, you're going to notice I'm dropping the rocks as it has always been in the game. And what we're going to do is we have our inventory here, and press I, then we go to hit, and you can see we can carry 4,000 liters. Which isn't really a lot of weight, but it's more than if it was set on realistic. Realistic, we wouldn't be carrying a whole lot of anything. I'm going to drill out a little area here so I can get quite a few of the rocks, and then I'm going to stick them in that survival kit, and I'll show you guys what that does. Alright, that should be enough to really kind of get us started. It's going to be a bit before we actually are really doing anything major in the game because, like I said, a lot of things have changed. You can make the same things in the game that you always could if you don't have the progression system on, and even if you do, it's just going to take longer to get there. And that's what I really like about this, because it just became really easy when I was playing. So that's why I did the system. They also added something in. Those are ladders. They were in the beginning of the game, and if any of you buy this, you can get the early edition, which is the deluxe edition. It'll have the first release, which had the ladders, and it was just a creative game where you just plop stuff down, build ships, go at it, do whatever, and there was no mining, there was no powering things up with finding uranium and all that stuff. Everything was just creative. So once you get your ore, what you're going to do is you're going to come up to your survival kit, and you're just going to go and plop this in here. Now, nothing's going to happen yet because you have to go to production, and then you have to go to basic components, and you actually have to do these first. So let's go ahead and do 10 of these, pressing control and click, and that'll make 10. Now, your stone is going to run out pretty quick, so I can only do that many of those bags of whatever. But this is what it makes, is these 4 different components or ores to be able to use. You can see we don't get a lot of anything from the stone, but we do get some. One of the biggest problems is that you need to find ice and everything else if you want to build some of the other stuff. And hopefully we'll be able to, but I will have to see and do some running around and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and drill a whole bunch of stone and make a whole bunch of stuff in here, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the cool things that are also in this game. I'll be back here in just a minute. As you can see, I have cleared out quite a big area of ground right here. And I put it all in here, and I made a whole bunch of those bags, and now I have quite a bit of this. Now you're going to notice that there is no cobalt, ice, silver, gold, platinum, or uranium. These are the only 4 elements that you're actually ever going to get from just the stone. But they made the stone useful, at least. Now you can actually use a stone for something besides just throwing it away. I also have on the unknown signal so we can get more stuff as it comes down, or hopefully we can get some decent things, but generally it's just random stuff. Now, if those guys go up there, I'm not going to go bother chasing those guys around because, yeah, it's probably going to go way up there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to chase them down or not. Yep, he's up on the top, and I'm not going to worry about him. One of the things you're going to have to do if you're playing this game is you're going to have to run around with your drill for, it may be quite a while, and look for ores in the ground. They could be anywhere. They could be up on top of those mesas. They could be down in areas like this. They could be in lower areas, and you may actually have to drill down and find stuff. One of the problems is trying to get off the planet. I haven't ever made it off the planet yet, and I have 2 or 3 saves plus my server, and I haven't been able to get off the planet. I have been trying to build stuff. It's just a very, very slow process, but I think it's fun. I think it's worth it. They actually made the game more interesting. It's a lot harder than it used to be, because in the other one, remember with my series, it wasn't too long before I actually built a big ship, and then I was up in the air and just going up into space, and it didn't take me very long at all. Whereas right now, it is going to take quite a while to actually get back up in space and try to get things going up there. And that's one of the challenges that I do like with this, is it is much harder than it used to be. And I just found the game way too easy when I was playing, and on the other planets, you know, you will have limited oxygen, and if you're not near an ice source, you're not going to have any oxygen at all, and you're going to run out real fast. If you notice that there may be like silver looking ground, not like that over there, that's just rock, but you can see like maybe up on there it looks like a little silver. That could be possibly ore up in there, like that right over there. There is a possibility there's ore in there. How deep, I don't know. But you'll notice that down in the ground from time to time as you're running around, I don't know if I'm going to find any right now, but there will be, you know, you'll see iron or silicon, magnesium, nickel. You'll find other ores in the ground, but there is no guarantee that you will find stuff nearby where you land. Finding ice has been a challenge. On my server, I actually was lucky enough to dig down and actually find ice, but so far in my other 2 games I have not been able to find any at all. I've been looking everywhere. I've gone for several kilometers in each and every direction, and I have not found anything at all. One of the challenges with being down in an area like this too, instead of up there, is now they have these wind turbines, and I'll go and show you guys that as soon as I can get back over there and start building a little bit of a base, and then you guys can see what these things are. They are the power for your base, and it's going to change the way that everything is done, but you really need a good place to build it. We may eventually have to end up going like up on top of a mesa or something like that, or even out in the more open area, but we will see, because you can see the grass moving and stuff. That is the wind, and we need to figure out a way to power our base, because otherwise we're not going to have any power. This little ship here isn't going to give us enough power to do much of anything besides make what little bit of ores that there are. One of the things that we can do is we can put on some solar panels here and really recharge this battery, and then we'll have enough life for quite a while. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to production, and then I'm going to click on this right here, the basic components. And I'm going to go ahead and make, I don't know, let's say 100 steel plates. I should have more than enough. And let's just go ahead and do 20 motors, 30 of those. I know I'm going to need quite a few of these, so let's just do like 50 of those. 60 is fine. And let's do 100 of those, and let's do about 30 of those. Now we're probably going to have to dig some stuff out to get some more of these replenished. Now, you can't pick things up out of here. You have to go to inventory, and then you can begin putting things on your bar. Once you have those, then you'll have the basic things right here on the bar that you see at the bottom of the screen. And if I go to if I go to I, then I would be able to build things. And actually, let's go to G. That's what I wanted. Down here, you can see that there's the blocks, the light armor, basic assembler, basic refinery, wind turbine, and of course the solar panel and the landing gear. These 2 things you know about and the blocks you know about, but these 3 things right here are new things, and I was actually really excited to have this. Now, this is the progression system. So there's a basic assembler, and I'm up at the top here. So to build the interior turret, spotlight, or medical room, I have to build a basic assembler. And I also have to build the basic assembler to open up these lights and all of this stuff down here. Once I build this assembler, everything else is going to come open. Now, once I start building blocks, then I can get more blocks open, and the interior wall, I build that. I can open up all of this stuff here. I build the refinery, basic refinery. I open up all of this stuff here, and I build the landing gear and open up all of this stuff here. As you open more stuff up, it opens up more blocks in the game. So these limited blocks is going to continue to expand until you have all of the blocks in the game. Now, you can see we have no window blocks because we haven't built anything for window blocks. You don't have to do the progression. Personally, I would highly recommend it. It is way harder, but it's also a lot of fun. Let's go to number 4, and we're going to start building ourselves a little bit of a base. And the first thing we have to do is figure out a good place to where we want to start building. I don't want to build too far away from here, so let's just go ahead and start laying down like a line of blocks, and then we can figure out where we're going to start putting everything in. It'd be easier to get up on here if I actually had a way to get up on these blocks instead of fighting everything all the time, you know, jumping up and all that stuff, because I could put ramps down, but it'd be easier if I could just walk over here and actually get up on here. That's why I'm kind of building it in this angle higher area. That way I can just come around and get up on there super easy. I'm going to go ahead and do like a 6-block pattern like that. And then for the wind turbines, you want those raised up as high in the air as you can possibly get. Maybe not like, you know, miles up, but quite a ways up, so that way you get more air, because the more air you have, the better off you're going to be. I may actually just make one more row just to make it big enough that I can put all the things on there that I want to put on there, because eventually we'll be putting on the big assembler and the big refinery and all of that stuff that we were playing in the original game. Alright, let's come back in here, and let's just go and take out all of this stuff so we don't have to keep on coming back. Alrighty, let's figure out a place to where we can put the wind turbine. And I'm thinking what I might do is stick it maybe right there. And then I gotta figure out a way to actually make it go way up in the air. And that's gonna be one of the hardest challenges. So what I'm going to do is come way back over here, and right about here I'm going to scroll up, and I'm going to make a ramp. And I'm going to turn it with my insert, home, page up, page down, delete, and end keys. Get that turned, go back to that, and let's just go ahead and start building some blocks out like this. Okay, do that. Scroll back up, put one right there, down, put one right there, up, put one right there. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just building this as high as I kind of can, because I'm going to need to, and I'll show you guys why. You, oops. I got to go all the way back over here and get back up on you again. You. Okay, you. Then let's go to you. And let's put you up there. Then we'll go to that. We'll put that right there. And then we'll go back to that. And we'll put that right. Let me see. Actually, what I probably should do is... Alright, yeah, I can go and do that. Then I'll have to come all the way back down, and I'm going to have to kind of put some things off to the side here so I can put my thing up on there, my wind turbine, because I'm not going to have a way to get up there, because I'll just keep on falling off of this edge if I'm not careful. I don't know if I can actually get up there high enough to put another one on that end, but I can certainly try. Alright. You're not being very cooperative, are you? Okay, right up there. Now we have a little bit of a high place here, and we can always make it higher if we need to. We'll just extend this out quite a ways and build that up even farther if we need to. Or even build it out and build up a taller one. Let's go to number 7, and let's go and put that guy right out there. Now, only one isn't going to do a lot. We're going to have to build a lot more of these to actually get enough power to do anything. Like I said, you want these high because the higher you go, the more wind there is up there. Alright, so we need some interior plates. Looks like... Okay. You can't get hit by these, so don't worry about this. And you saw that it said by building this, I opened up more blocks. Let's go to here, and let's go to G. Let's go to progression. Now, by building the wind turbine, let's go find the wind turbine. Okay, by building either the solar panel or the wind turbine, I open up all of this stuff right here. And then, that's going to help us out a lot. Let's go ahead and get 10 more interior plates, and then we can have that fully built. Now, actually, that's doing pretty good, but we're going to have to look to see what all we can add on there. So, do 10 more of these plates, and actually, let's just probably, let's do 30 more of those, 10 more of those, 30 more of those, more of those, and a whopping lot more of those. Hopefully we'll have enough stuff. If not, we can just go out and drill some more stone, and then we'll be able to get everything that we need. Let's go to inventory, take those off, and let's go up there and build that. Now, it takes 30 interior plates to actually fully build this thing, because you want it at 100% health if you want it to, you know, do the best. Alright, now what we can do is come up to here anywhere, and I might just go ahead and put on a number 4, put on that, and maybe down over here I will go ahead and put on a ramp so I can get up here. Then I'm going to go to number 6 first, because that's the first one I want to build is this right here, is this refinery. That's going to help us out probably as good as anything else. Click that in place, go back to number 1, and start building this guy. Now we're going to need some 20 plates. We're going to need a whopping lot more plates. As you can see, 70 more plates. We may have to go out and drill some more stone. If we do, we do. Alright, I need 20 more plates besides that. Now I can take out all of this stuff. Get that built. Now all I need is 20 more plates. I think I can handle that. Okay, this is now built. I'm building basic refinery. I've opened up more blocks. Now, let's go and do 20 more of these plates. Go here. Get that fully built. Now we're starting to get low on some of our items here, so we're definitely going to have to be a little careful about that. Which means we need to go out and get some more stone. Okay, that guy's fully built. And if you click on this control panel right here with F, then it has a basic refinery and tells you the power needed. So max required input 330. Required input 1 kilowatt, and we have 330 kilowatts max required input. Now for the wind turbine, let's see how much he's producing. He's producing 350 kilowatts with a current output of 1,000. So he's putting out 1,000 right now, so that's actually really good. That's going to help us out a lot. Let's come over here and let's go to number 5, I guess. And let's see about putting in the assembler. Now the assembler only has one port, and that's on the front, and you can either connect it to the back of the refinery, or you can set it to the side and just move stuff over as you need to. It really doesn't matter how you hook it up. It will just be quicker to hook it up to the back of the refinery, but I just want to do this for purposes here. Now we need some steel plates, and we're going to have to definitely go grinding some more stuff down. 10 more plates, and we're almost out of iron. It will be really close. I can at least get this guy put down, then I can begin building it here in just a little bit. Alright, you can see we're going to need a lot more stuff. What I'm going to have to do is go out and drill some more stone and put that in. And as soon as I get that done, I will catch up with you guys then. Alright, just got done getting a bunch of stone put into ingots, and now I have quite a few more of things that I can use. Let's go ahead and make like 100 more of these, and let's go ahead and make quite a few of these other things because we're going to be needing a lot of stuff anyway. I'm going to need some bulletproof glass pretty soon, but first I got to figure out other things to get ready, and solar cells and everything else. So yeah, we're going to be going through quite a bit of stuff here. Let's go to our inventory and let's just go and start taking this stuff out. Okay, one of the things I didn't know is that this game came out of full release. I did not know it did. I saw a big update and I'm like, alright, cool, another update. And I was like, what? It came out full release? That's awesome. I was really excited, and I think that's really good. We need quite a few more computers, a lot of more computers for displays, and then we can build this. Now we can put up as many of those as we want to for a lot of power. I can put the stone in here now and begin making ingots in here, but I can't build anything because I don't have that assembler ready, so I'm still doing it in the ship. One thing to know, you guys can fly the ship, but you just have to take out this seat and figure out a way to put a cockpit in here or something. If you have mods, you can put on the flight seat. If you have the, the small ship mod pack and stuff like that, then you can put on a flight seat or something and do it that way. You're just going to have a lot of power to fly this thing, and you have to put it on a gyroscope and a lot of other things, and it's actually a lot more work than it would seem. But you can do it if you really want to. Let's get all of this stuff that we can out, and let's get this guy built. Okay, still need more computers. I need about 22 more computers. So, I guess I will go through production, and let's do about 50 computers, because we're going to need quite a bit more anyway as we build more and more and more stuff. Okay, and then I will continue building. You can see we're starting to get low again on stuff, and yeah, it just happens really fast. Okay, let's take you, and then we'll take you. That's enough to build that, and ta-da! Now I've unlocked new blocks. And that will just keep on going until you get everything unlocked. And I actually think that's actually really cool. I can look to see if I can build a ladder. Let's go to G. I don't know if I'm going to be able to yet or not, but I will look to see. Ladders were taken out because there were problems in the game with animations. They took it out just after they went to early access, a few months from what I understand. There's the ladders right there. So I have to build an interior wall to unlock the ladders. And they're not exactly the cheapest things in the world. As you can see, 10 steel tubes, 20 constructions, and 10 interior plates. They are not cheap, but they do work, and they have them back in the game. And apparently there were some stuff. I hadn't been paying attention to their website because, I just kind of, I haven't played this game for quite a while, and so I just kind of wasn't playing it very much. And now that I'm back playing it, I'm having a blast. This is pretty much the only game I've been playing for the past week or so. I have just been having so much fun. Alright, we got that built, the assembler and the refinery. So now what we can do is start putting in ores in there and start building stuff on here. One of the things we may want to consider doing is putting on several more of these, and we can put them also sideways so they're sticking out to the side like that, or we can also have them going up like that. If we have them sideways, you probably want to build that tower quite a ways taller, which means we have to take these out quite a ways over here and just rebuild all of that stuff. But we'll see about what happens. And I'm gonna go around, and I'd like to find some ore, but I have no idea where it's even going to be. Maybe what I can do is I'll run over to that unknown signal and see if I can find any ore on the way over there. If I do, I will come back to you guys and I'll let you know what I have found. I'll see you guys here as soon as I get myself recharged. Remember to watch your energy. That's something that you will run out of if you go a really long ways away. If you're not careful, you may not make it back before you totally run out of energy. One thing to keep in mind is I don't think you can build those wind turbines on little ships like this. It's just if they're really low to the ground, you're not going to get much energy from them because they're not spinning like they are up there. So try to keep that in mind. I'll catch up with you guys here in just a minute. Alright, as I was heading over there, you can see right there, right down beneath me, it says iron. So there's already some ore right over here that we can get, and we can find a bunch of iron now. The best idea is try to go in at an angle because you're gonna have limited resources as far as finding different things like ice and all that stuff. So once your hydrogen runs out and your ice runs out, you're not gonna be able to fly anymore. I actually just put a marker down right over there that says pod, so it's not going to be too far away, because that way I can find my respawn ship. I will come back and get the iron. I want to go see about that unknown signal. So you can see stuff is actually not that far away. It's just finding everything that you need. And it could be a big area of stuff. It could be a small area. We really won't know until we really start digging down and getting into it. As I'm getting nearer to this thing that came down, I'm noticing it is saying probe, and I've never seen that before. I don't know if they had a change in the last update or anything, because there's been several updates since then. But yeah, I've never seen that say probe before, so that's kind of a new thing. And just before we get up there, I wanted to show you guys one more quick thing that I think is actually pretty interesting, and that is if I go to V and I go to Alt and I look at my character, they don't have a beard. That's because they put in female characters now. So if anybody here likes playing the female character, you can now do that, because now you can play either or, and I think that's really awesome. Looks like, see that spot right over there? There may be some ore right over here, but I'm not 100% sure, but we will see. It doesn't look like it. Sometimes it looks like there's a spot, sometimes there isn't. Maybe they started recalling these probes or something. I really don't know. One of the things, too, is there's no longer those reactors on here, and there's no uranium in there. Instead, that is a battery. And so you can build batteries only in the early game, and then later on you can build reactors. Reactors are still in. You just you need to find uranium and everything else, and they are pretty expensive. Let's see if we can get a new item. Alright, good. Got a leopard rifle. Okay, and you can visit a medical room to change your appearance. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and see if there is a... There you go, cargo container right there. Come on, there you go. Good. Look at all this stuff that we got. Yay! That's quite a bit of stuff, actually. That's going to help us out quite a bit. And let's just go ahead and start grinding this guy down. One of the hardest parts is trying to figure out where all these different things are. Some of these little tiny pieces drop on the ground, and they're really hard to try to get ground up. I only saw that little bit of iron. That's all that I saw in here, and that was not necessarily a very good thing, but it's not a bad thing either. I don't know how to take that thing on the right side of the screen off. It does appear, besides hitting a 0, which brings up your hand, but if you want to find ore, you gotta have out your drill. Now, over here, I have noticed that it looks like there's possibly snow over there, but I'm not 100% convinced that it is, mainly because I have gone over to areas like that and it's just this same grassland but it looks like snow. Now if there's a lake down there or something, I'd be really excited, but I'm not seeing anything at all like that, and that's not necessarily a good thing. hopefully we'll be able to find ore like cobalt, and I know I've seen cobalt, I've seen magnesium, I've seen nickel and silicon, and those are the only ones that I've been able to find so far in any of my gameplay. And yeah, it's a lot more challenging, but I actually do like it a lot. I'm gonna head back towards the pod and maybe go down and see if I can find some of the iron, and as soon as I get back over there I'll catch up with you guys then. Upon heading back to the pod, I ran across this. There is silver down here now. Now you can see right back here, I'm not detecting it, but right up here, I am detecting it. And probably come quite a ways down over here this way to actually be able to get to it quite a bit easier, because it's going to be quite a ways underground. Now, we're going to have to dig quite a ways down to get it. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to mark it. I'm going to press I, go to GPS, go to new from current position, click on that, and I'm going to mark this as A1, Area 1. Press tab, and then I'm going to go AG for silver. Now, I have this area marked. Now I come back to this, find the silver really easy. So there is other ore in here, as you can tell, and the silver I don't think we can actually put into the basic refinery because it's more of a higher level ore, and so we're just going to have to try to build the big refinery at some point in time, but that's going to take a lot more power than what we are currently putting out. I will probably end up in the next episode working on like making a rover or something, and I could even get that started now, because we're going to probably have to do something like that. And if we can find some things to get on the rover, like solar panels and different things like that, that's going to help us out, because we can have a battery on there, and then we can at least go somewhere and find things and do different stuff like that. I have not seen any ice yet. I keep looking around, but I'm just not seeing any, and I don't think any of that up there is actually ice. I think that's all just ore. All of the whitish looking stuff. I don't know. There may be ice way the frippy doodles over there, but that's gonna... well, let's probably take half an hour in game just to get over there, I bet. That's a long, long, long ways away. I have been lucky on my server to find ice, but that's about the only place that I could think of that I have find any ice. You can, it's just going to be a challenge. And that's one thing that I do like about it. As long as you're like on a planet, like the Earth planet, if you're on the Earth planets, you know, or the alien planets or whatever, yeah, good luck. You're going to need all the luck that you can get to find the ice. You guys may have to do several restarts, you know, loading up a new game or whatever to get to a certain particular area that you really like. And if you do, you know, that's fine. And don't be afraid to like build multiple bases all over the place, just like you do on Ark or 7 Days to Die or any other game that you play. Okay, look right over here. Here's some silicon. Ice. Ooh, look at that. Sweet mama. Alright, I am going to mark this, and this is going to be awesome. Now, we actually just got lucky for whatever reason, and it won't always be in the same place, so don't always think that it will, because it most certainly will not. Let's go to that, let's go to that, and let's mark this A2. Tab, let's do SI, comma, space, H2O. Sweet. Now we have ice. And if we have silicon, then we can get quite a bit more. There's iron right over there, not too far away from where that says pod, just right over in that general direction. There's going to be iron. Now, that's going to be really good, because there are some other things we can build in here that the ice is going to be very, very, very useful for, besides the oxygen generator and all that. There's the magnesium. Okay, let's just go ahead and go back to I. Let's go to GPS, and let's go to A2, and let's just go and put a comma there, and then we will go MG. That way we know that there's 3 things over here that we can find, and now we're going to be getting a lot of different ore here. I'm thinking what I might do is actually see if I can begin getting some of that ice, because we're going to be needing that here pretty soon, especially if we're going to be doing any sort of traveling or anything. Okay, I am going to squat down. I'm going to start digging a tunnel down to go find the ice. I'm not worried about the stone because I can get that anywhere. Remember to not dig straight down, otherwise you're going to have a hard time getting back out. You can make your tunnels twist and everything underground. That's really not that big of a deal. L turns on the light. Let's go down here and see if we can find any of this ice. Alright, just got down to the ice. Now I'm going to start drilling out a whole bunch of this ice because we're going to need ice. A lot of it. And of course I'm going to pick up the stone and all of that because that's going to be very useful too. I don't have to pick up the stone. I may actually just drop it out there and then just carry only the ice. There really is no point in carrying any of the stone if I can get it right near my base. Because I'm already full, or half full, because of those pieces that I ground off the ship, plus those that I was carrying that I didn't drop before I went running over to get that thing ground down. Okay, some of the ice does look a little different too, just so that you guys know. So if you happen to see things that are a little different color, make sure that you see where it says ice or whatever component that it is that you're looking to pick up. Okay, that one says stone, and some of these will look a little bit different than others. You just got to make sure that you do know what you are going for. Now, I did make the tunnel turn, like I said, and that way I could get down to where I wanted to be. Let's see how much stone I picked up. I picked up that much. Let's drop that. Now I can go down there and maybe get some more ice. I'm probably just going to get that later. Let me see if I can find that hole again, and then I can always mark this one. I'm going to head back to the ship, put this ice in, and I will see, of course, if I can find any more ore or anything along the way, and I'll see you guys back at the ship. Something that I'm going to work on is putting a battery on our base. So that way any of the excess wind energy we can store up in a battery, and then if the wind were to die down or something happens, then we'll have the battery to have as a backup. One of the things I don't like is these bluffs are really causing us to not get a lot of sun. So if we had solar panels right now, we would have very little to no energy at all, and that would actually not be very good at all. That's why I like building up on higher places like that, which we can still do. We can have one down here, and we can put one up there or something, and actually be able to have a really good place to be at, and then we can connect them by however we can. You know, it would be a long ways to do it, but we could. Alright, I have all this ice. Let's go ahead and put the ice in here, and now we have quite a bit more. This will hold 10,000 liters, and it's barely even full, and that's going to be good for keeping our oxygen bottle and our hydrogen bottle filled up. And I am planning on building a rover and going back over there and getting all of that stuff that I want to, the silver, the iron. A rover would be the best way to get around, and hopefully we'll be able to open up some more stuff to do some more things, and I will be showing that, showing you guys that in future episodes as we continue this journey, and I'm going to build quite a few more of these, I think. I can't put any more up here because they take 4 spots each. What I'm going to have to do is probably build out another area and then try to figure out how to get over there and just put quite a few of these up. And I could put them even up higher and get even more energy. Alright guys, this is the Fudge 3004. This is Space Engineer's full release. I thank you guys for being here and watching me, and I hope you guys are interested in this game. If you are, let me know. That would be kind of interesting in the comments. And if you guys are you know, thinking about it, would you please subscribe and also give this a thumbs up and spread the word about my channel to anybody who might be interested in some of the games that I play. You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.